St. Patty's Day is coming up. Who doesn't want some corned beef and cabbage? Welcome to World AIP, the channel dedicated to helping you implement the Autoimmune Protocol. I'm Stacy and I am down with AIP. Yeah, you know me. Remember that song by Naughty by Nature from back in like the 1990s? You down with OPP? Now I'm down with AIP. How times have changed. Unfortunately, you can't just go somewhere and get corned beef, even though it seems like it would be safe. It's beef, right? But they use a lot of non-compliant seasonings in corned beef. Mustard seeds, coriander, peppercorns, a lot of stage 1 reintros. But you could totally brine it and make it amazingly delicious without any of that stuff. The secret is in the brining. I got this 3-pound brisket from US Wellness Meats. I'm gonna put a link below to where you can buy this, because guess what, guys? This was like $10 a pound. It was like 9 and change. This is grass-fed, grass-finished. Anyway, this is one of the briskets I got. It's 3 pounds and we're gonna brine it. So I'm gonna get a big old pot and put this in there. I'm gonna add a half a gallon of water. That is 8 cups. I'm going to use cinnamon bark pieces, but you can just like beat up your cinnamon sticks or throw them in there whole. A tablespoon of these, or just 1 smashed cinnamon stick. Mace. I'm gonna go just a half teaspoon on this. We don't want that to overpower it. Bay leaves. We're gonna crumble about 12 of these in there. That is one of the traditional ingredients that we can have on AIP. We want a peppery flavor, right? Gandota powder. You don't have to use this, it's optional. I highly recommend picking some up though, because it takes the place of black pepper perfectly, and there's so many things you can do with it. I'm gonna put a whole tablespoon of this in there. And use a half teaspoon of ground ginger. Don't want to even round that because you don't want to overpower it, so yeah. And garlic. We're gonna throw in some garlic cloves to this. Probably 14 to 16 garlic cloves, and it's totally fine to omit those. If you're a low FODMAP, this is still gonna be yummy. Get these mixed up. Now we need salt and sugar. You can either use coconut sugar, and in that case you would use a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna substitute honey. Roughly a 1/4 cup. It can be slightly under. You're gonna dump most of this sugar right down the drain after 5 days, so the amount left in the final recipe will be very small. We're gonna need 150 grams of salt. 150 grams is how much? If you're using regular old salt crystals like that, just add a half a cup. If you're using the big old, salt flakes, the kosher salt, you're gonna have to weigh it because you're gonna need way more than a half a cup. It's closer to a cup. Corned beef has a nice bright pink color. That's because of sodium nitrate. It's an additive. It contributes a little to the flavor, but mostly to that color. We can do the same thing with beets. I'm going to use a fresh raw beet and I'm going to grate it right into that, and it's going to give it that nice pink color. I'm just going to put a lid on this. I'm going to stick it in the fridge and I'm going to revisit it in 5 to 7 days. My patron Laura, by the way, thank you for your support, Laura. She had some questions that I wanted to answer in this video. She's trying to get off sugar and she's having a little trouble with that, eating a lot of fruit. Try to make sure you have, a balance of macronutrients in each meal, because if you're just grabbing one piece of fruit, you're going to get like the blood sugar plummet, and that's going to lead to more bad decisions or more sugar cravings. So don't just have like an apple. Have an apple with some tiger nut butter or coconut butter, or include some protein or fat with those carbs. Once you're off sugar for a while, you don't crave it. You gotta trust me on that one. And when you do have anything even slightly sugary, like a fresh blueberry, it's like so sweet. The power balls also you asked about. I have spotted recipes online, and yes, you can make them at home. I'll link below to a recipe for you. Back to that corned beef. I don't know if you know this, but you can write on stainless steel. That'll come right off with this kitchen sponge when I wash it. Thursday, February 7th, I put this in here. Ready? Tuesday the 12th. Hello, it's Tuesday. It's been 5 days. Oh, it smells like corned beef. I've gotten some requests for more Instant Pot recipes, so I'm gonna make this in my Instant Pot. I'm taking just the beef out of here. I'm gonna re-season it. Oh, look at that. So first I'm gonna add 4 cups of filtered water. Okay, so to this we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon stick. Mace, we're gonna use a half a teaspoon. These nice. Thank you, Todd, for the awesome stainless steel measuring spoons. I'm loving them. Okay, we're gonna put in like 10 bay leaves. So our pepper substitute, I'm gonna use half a tablespoon of ganthoda. You can also use the powdered ganthoda. If you've reintroduced peppercorns, by all means, throw in a half a tablespoon of peppercorns instead. And last I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of ginger. We're gonna cook this mix for 90 minutes on high, manual high. Manual. 90 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna take this out of the Instant Pot, leave the liquid in. I'm just gonna set this on a plate. Look at that. That's when you know, ooh. To this flavorful liquid, I'm going to add a 1 pound bag of carrots. I peeled and chopped them, about 500 grams or so. And then just an entire head of green cabbage. I quartered it and then halved each quarter, so it's an 1/8. Put the lid back on. And then we're gonna go just 5 minutes. That's it, that's all it's gonna take, 5 minutes. This cabbage is tender. How about the carrots though? Oh my, look at that, cooked to tender perfection. I don't know what I was thinking when I dug into that pot and ripped it up by the middle and showed you that piece. Like, I guess I was just so interested in seeing how tender it was that I didn't think of the finished product and how pretty it would look. So that beet didn't soak in, so don't even bother with the whole beet juice thing because it didn't make a difference. So look at this. It's falling apart. That meat is like super, super tender. Dinner is served. So there you have it. That's how to make authentic, delicious, brined, seasoned, AIP compliant corned beef and cabbage. I hope you love this recipe as much as I do. And if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff, I do post little clips to my lens almost every day. That's a feature of Patreon, but it's free to the public. If you do want to be a $2 patron, I also post a patron-exclusive recipe once per month as a thank you. Some of the ones I've done in the past that are up are Salsa Verde, I made bacon salt, I made Cinnamon Raisin Bread, and then I did a jibarito, Puerto Rican plantain sandwich. But anyway, yeah, the clips though, the clips are free, so that's a little bit of maybe daily, almost daily inspiration. Enjoy the corned beef and cabbage. Happy St. Patty's Day, and I'll see you soon. Be healthy.